Hey everybody, Cliff Barron from Remax here with my update for Milton, Georgetown, and Glen Williams for, May 9th to the 15th, 2021. Before I get there, a little bit of an update on the market. Instead of telling a story this week, I thought I'd give a bit of a market update. People are asking me, it's a big topic among agents right now and amongst the public, what's going on with the market. So it's honestly, it's weird. Let's see. If you're in a rural property and you have acreage or property, pool, anything like that, a ravine or anything like that, the market is still strong. I was in a property last night on an offer for a property last night, 2 acres, just outside of between Milton and Georgetown, basically, and 27 offers on it. 27 offers sold for 400 and something thousand over the asking price. I think maybe even, yeah, around 450 or so over the asking price. So in other words, they listed it way too low to start off with, but still, it just shows it's still busy. I'm finding if you have property, you're doing well. If you're in a subdivision right now, you're not doing well, and depending on the price point. Anything, say, let's take Milton as an example. If you're over 1.3 and you're in a subdivision and you're not on a ravine or you don't have a pool or anything, you're not really stand out from everybody else, then it's tough. There's not a lot of buyers out there. The showings have really decreased. But still, if you're in that same subdivision and you're on a pie-shaped lot on a ravine, then the showings are going through the roof again. Still, so I think the market is starting to slow. There's pockets of Georgetown as well, where in Delrex, the older bungalows, older detached, they were selling for around $1 million. You'd list 950, you'd get around $1 million, 50 over asking. But now I'm finding they're listing for 950, and they're selling for say 975. And the offer date comes along and there's no offers, so they relist it a little bit lower, or there's different strategies to try and get it going. So it's not like it was. It's kind of starting to shift, and if it starts to shift in those little areas, then it's going to start to eventually shift into the bigger areas like the acreage and stuff like that. But that's just lagging a little bit behind for now. And I think it happened organically. To be honest, I think the stress test has something to do with it coming in, but organically, I think the prices just got so high that people, they got priced out. Simple as that. Just priced out of the market. They just couldn't afford it. When that happens, there's pressure on pricing to come down a little bit. But the stress test, like I was mentioning, some people have said, "Oh, it won't affect us because that only affects first-time buyers." But you got to remember, it filters through. If the condo seller can't sell to the first-time buyer because they can't qualify anymore, then he can't move up to the townhouse, and then the townhouse seller can't sell, so he can't move up to the semi, and then the detached. It just keeps going. So it will take a little bit of a effect, and I got the feeling we're going to be hitting a bit of a slow patch for a while. But think of the bright side. If you're a seller right now, your house has gone up by 200,000 or 300,000 in the past 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 or 7 months, sorry, which is insane. So if you look at the bright side, you're doing fantastic over what it could have been even 7, 8 months ago. Excuse me. So, anyways, getting to the sales for Milton, Georgetown, and Glen Williams. I'll do Milton first. Sales are still brisk in some areas, like I was saying. 20 sales of semis, 880 on average. 15 sales of semis, sorry, 932 on average. The townhouses, 20 of them, 880 on average. Detached 20 sales, 1.315 on average. So they're kind of, they're not going as high. They're kind of maxed out. You know what I mean? I think maxed out for now. And Old Milton is still selling well because people want land, property. That's the thing. People don't want to move from a subdivision home to another subdivision home unless that move is spectacular in some way. In other words, bigger property. That's what everybody seems to want. Then we get to Georgetown and Glen Williams. There's houses in Georgetown that, there's a lot of ravine properties in Georgetown. That's why a lot of them, they're still selling very, very well. And then when you get out to Glen Williams, you get the rural Halton areas, Limehouse, etc. Sales are still great because the acreage, that's the thing, the property, the frontage, the depth, that's what everybody wants. So 13 sales of detached, 1.255 on average, 1 semi at 785, and 3 townhouses at 863. So sales are still good in Georgetown, but as I was mentioning, slowing just a little bit in areas, and eventually, when those areas slow, then it affects everybody. It just takes time to filter through. And remember, you're not going to hear it in the media too, because the media is always behind. They analyze sales at the end of the month. They get their sales sent to them, so that they're a month behind. When the market starts to shift like it did in 2017, it can shift very rapidly. And I remember 2017 well. We end of March, the taps just turned off completely. And I hope we don't get it again right now. I don't think we will, but you can definitely feel it starting to slow in certain areas. Anyways, that's my update. I'm going to do one again next week, as I always do. And any questions, shoot me an email. Cliff Barron for Remax. Email, DM, PM, whatever you want. Hey, pick up the phone, call me. That'd be kind of neat, wouldn't it? Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.